on this episode of Bot versus Con.
Hey, welcome back, BVC fans. As always, I'm Bobby the Bot.
And I'm James the Con.
And I apologize, James apologize. We were supposed to get this video out. I know we're a little bit late, but we wanted to recap the 2024 year in Transformers collecting. So on this video, we're going to talk about what our favorite Transformers were from the MP scale.
This is Bot versus Con. Make sure to subscribe and consider becoming a member.
Now, before we get started, let's just have some ground rules. We try to have recent figures, so nothing from years past. And other than that, we're doing mostly third-party MP figures. For this video, Hasbro, Best of Hasbro, Best of Legends, and the worst figures of the year, stay tuned for that, will come out a little bit later. So why don't we just start off? Do you want to do an honorable mention, or do you want me to start it off?
I'll let you start on this.
All right, so this one is the one that's not really MP, but it is third party kind of, but not. And I wanted to put it in here. I didn't know where it fit, and that is the KO of Metro Titan. It's also not a new figure as well, but I wanted to throw it in. This thing was so much fun. I probably had more fun with this than a lot of the third party figures I got. So highly recommend it, and it's going to be more fun because I have an upgraded sticker set to put on it eventually. So I have to do the not so fun part of taking all these off and then putting all these on. But I'm very happy with this. It's a lot of fun to play with, and maybe, who knows, we'll get a 4-foot one day.
Yes. So first off, that is like fourth party since it's a KO. But
I don't know where it goes into.
It's like fourth
probably
party,
more like sixth party when you think about it.
But that's funny. Okay, so sticking to what we were talking about, my honorable mention is X-Transbot's Big Load.
Oh.
And this would have, and I do have the original and the Toon colors, but this would have went higher on my list had it not been for the arm transformation. It's not difficult, but they just kind of have to slide in and in a special way, and that can be a little aggravating, but everything else about the figure I loved, and so this was my honorable mention for the year.
Yeah. Okay, so I have another honorable mention, and that is Found's Toys Acoustic Blaster. It's a great figure, but it didn't do it for me. The transformation's fun and all that, but it looks little bit updated from the MP one that was on my shelf, so it's not crazy of an update, but it's still a good figure. I couldn't put it any higher because it just didn't have the oomph for me, but I do love all the extra parts it comes with, and yeah, it's okay. It's not my favorite, but I did want to put it on here as well. And it came with Rat-Bat, who's up on that shelf. I think he's right there, and that Rat-Bat is amazing. So maybe he should have went higher for the Rat-Bat alone.
Well, I only have one honorable mention on this.
Oh my goodness. He's breaking all the rules. We did 2 last year, now he's only doing 1. All right, well, why don't you just barrel right through with number 5?
All right, well, with number 5 for me was, if I can get him, Kang Toys Stegosaurus. A couple of things did this for me. One, it's a big beefy bot, and alt mode, it looks great. I was initially out on the Dinobots when they were first announced by Kang Toys, and this actually made me feel really good about picking it up. It looks great. Again, it's in alt mode because I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put them, and I don't want to transform him again yet until I get the rest of them in. But the accessories were cool. The way his tail turns into kind of like a bow and arrow, and all those types of things were really cool about this. It's also a very different take on the Dinobots, and that was very appealing since I have the Fans Toys Dinobots, I have the Gigapower Dinobots, and so this was something new and different and a nice addition to the collection. So he comes in at number 5.
Yeah, I think that is a very worthy spot of number 5. So for my number 5, I tried to keep TFCon and exclusives out of it as much as possible, but I didn't pick that much up this year. Rosanna and Flip Sides, I kind of break the rules, but just put them both in because I kind of see them as one pack, even though they were sold separately. You know what I mean? Love these things, especially Rosanna's my favorite. Flip Sides is good too. They're great little figures, and I just like it that they had to get the number 5 over Sound Blaster because I can say once again for the final time, told you so, Bobby, that this was coming out. Because you thought it was going to be Ranhorn. So that's why this edged out Sound Blaster. Great figures, though. If you could pick them up, I recommend it.
Should have been Ranhorn still.
Still not Ranhorn? We'll see. Maybe Ranhorn will be at LA.
He better be.
Knowing your luck, it'll be Rat-Tat.
We'll move some furniture if not. Number 4 for me, and this is going to probably rub some people wrong, but it was X-Transbots Run Amok and the repaint. I love this. Was the first one, of course. This, when I first got it, I mentioned this might be my figure of the year. I didn't have issues with it. It transformed fine. You know, looks great. I love how clean it is. And then there was always kind of the discussions of toy color, and then they did that, and I was like, wow, that's pretty good. I think I still like this one better, the look of this one better, but it's great that they gave us the toy color. I was very, very surprised at how good this was. And what also made this one stand out is that Runabout was so bad. There was a lot of, issues with it, the hole in the chest, the feet, so this really stood out. And since this one came out first and I was impressed, I was really looking forward to the Runabout. And when that came out with all the issues, it really made this figure stand out so much more. So this is holding down the number 4 spot for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. My number 4 is the King Toys purple. What's it called? Dyed Firmament. There we go. I wanted to put him higher, but then I'm like, he's just a repaint. So I couldn't put him too much higher, but he still's up there. Like, the paint is glorious on him. The wings are great. I love this muted gray gold that they did. Very pretty. The whole figure is really nice. And, it might be recency bias since I just got this from my beautiful wife. But I really didn't get that much this year. This year was not as good as 2023 for me personally. There was not as many figures that I wanted to come out, so I kind of had to really scrape the bottom of the barrel to fill up these 3 spots. The top 3 I knew right away. But this is definitely up there for me this year.
It's a great figure. This one is a little weird because it was rhyme to the reason, I guess. And I'm going to say Fans Toys Gesture, aka Slingshot, and the reason being is because it finished off Superion. And granted, I am doing some changes in my shelves, so that's why I had to bring them out like this. So this was the final thing we needed to get this figure, and I think for all of us, it was finally getting the finished combiner that we've been waiting for years, and some people longer than me since I got into it late. But I think it was a great figure. I think it wasn't as good as I thought it would have been for how long we waited, but I still like that they did it, and I love how clean it still combines and how functional it is. So very happy about that.
Yep. Well, it's kind of funny. My number 3 is also a combiner, but mine's not done. And I put the Mecha Invasion Mixer and Loader. Was it? I think that load. Anyways, Scrapper and Mixmaster. These things are really fun. And I try to figure out what I played with. If I touched you once, transformed you, put you back on the shelf, even though you're an amazing figure, like that Sound Blaster, you're not going to crack the top 5 just because I didn't play with you. These ones I played with a lot. They're great figures. I've got the last set. I think it's in my town. So hopefully we'll get that soon. Shout
The
out
most
for the
recent
halls.
set, not
What?
the last. Not the last.
The
set.
second set. Didn't I say
Yeah.
second set?
You said the
Okay,
last.
anyway, any which way. The last set, I'm eagerly waiting to pay that off because these things are great. I'd recommend them. Like, you might have seen our review at this point. I recommend them. They're great. And I look forward to having the whole set.
So this one is gonna come out of left field, I think, because I don't know how many people actually picked this up. But for me, this was so much fun, and it is the King of Gatling. This Gatling gun is so much fun, and it's huge. And I showed it off when I first got it. But you can actually, shoot the bullets out. It's big. It has a very huge presence on the shelf. It did come in 2 colors. So here's the purple and in bot mode. I like how you can wrap the bullets around his arm, to make it look like he's, really a commando or something. It's just a hefty figure. And in comparison to the sniper rifle that they did, this is a much better figure. I just really enjoyed it. And again, my better half was even like, that's really cool. And I shot her in the butt with a bullet. And for her to say it's really cool after getting shot in the butt, it had to be on my top.
I think that is a really cool figure. I might have to look into seeing if I could pick it up. For my number 2, I picked Vans Hobby Armada Nemesis Prime. And I also am going to put Slash SG Prime. He's just at the top of my shelves and I didn't feel like taking him down. This was my first, not this, but the Shattered Glass was my first experience with this mold. And I actually really like it. It's a great mold. The Star Saber does not count. That is not in my top 5. But the core bot's really cool. And this Nemesis is so neat with all the different various silvers and blacks and blues. It really is striking on the shelf, and I'm happy to have this. It's also one that I'll just sit on the couch, more so my Shattered Glass because I got this one later, and just transform it into all its modes because it's easy to do and you have fun with it. So if you don't have this mold, I would recommend it. It's fun, and that's what I think is missing with a lot of the Transformers nowadays. So why don't we move into number 1? What was your favorite third-party MP figure of the year?
So it was actually Magic Square's Brawl.
Oh wow!
And it was hard. It was between. I say it was hard. It was between this and the Gatling gun, actually.
Wow!
And the reason I picked this one is because they surprised me with this. I didn't think it was going to be such a good figure. It's a very updated version from what we've been seeing from the Combaticons. I have the Zeta version. I have the MMC version. And this just scratched every itch of what I would want in a Brawl for me. What also made this one shine is that when they came out with their second version, or second figure, the Swindle, I compared that to this as well as just a set. And I think this was even better than this, still better than the Swindle. So that also elevated it for it to be a company that I didn't really think, one, that's not known for doing MP figures besides all the Prime repaints that we've gotten, or at least I've gotten. So this was really cool, really surprising. Transformation's fun. It looks great in bot mode. It looks great in alt mode. I even had a QC issue with the gun, this gun popping off, and even with that, it was still fun and fun to play with. So this is my figure of the year right here.
That's awesome. I'm glad you had that. I thought that wouldn't have been it, but you're full of surprises. Me, on the other hand, I called my figure of the year all the way back in January of last year.
I already know that is Machine War. Yeah.
Machine War Soundwave. Yes, this is a figure I've wanted for a long time. Thank you to Get Right Robot for making my dreams come true, and the Chosen Prime, but you know who did the deco. This Machine War Soundwave has a special place in my heart. It's one of the only G1-ish figures I had as a kid, and I loved it. So having a third-party representation, even though it's just a double dealer repaint, it doesn't have the correct, missile or blah 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 blah. Makes me very happy, and yeah, it's even better that it's limited to 350 as well. So that makes me a little happy. We like our limited releases here, don't we, Bobby?
We do.
So I'm very happy to have it. And this is also one that I would sit on the couch with and just transform it back and forth because it's really simple. So that's the beauty of Fans Hobby, I believe. Let's just hope they continue in this direction and not like one of the figures that's on my worst list. Foreshadowing.
Clearly.
So, so that's everything. Let us know your top 5 down in the comment section below. We'd love to hear it. So just as a recap, we will be doing Hasbro, Legends, and then the worst of. There'll be later releases, should be coming out soon. So stay tuned for that. And until then, we'll see you in the next one.
As always, till all debates are won.